Street gangs control much of the capital, and violence flared up again today.
The future of democracy in Haiti at its tipping point as the country, now overrun by gang leaders, teeters on the edge of political chaos.
The extreme emergency situation in Haiti is getting out of control. The government has collapsed. Gangsters have taken over the capital, Port-au-Prince, and their leader, Barbecue, now effectively rules the country as they have shut out resigned Prime Minister Ariel Henry. Civilians fear for themselves and their families' safety. As gang leaders have taken over the capital, it begs the question, is this unprecedented civil war going to end Haiti for good? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the intensifying gang chaos in Haiti and how Barbecue came to power. The government's collapse.
Haiti is on the verge of the abyss. Armed groups control at least 60% of the capital, Port-au-Prince.
In a dramatic shift of power, Haiti's capital has been seized by gangs. At the heart of this chaos is the gang leader known as Barbecue, who, as the leader of the formidable G9 family, has unified the country's gangs under a single ominous banner. Their mission to oust the government and claim dominion over Haiti.
Haiti's most powerful gang leader says the prime minister must resign peacefully or armed militants will remove him.
The situation escalated rapidly when these gangs orchestrated a bold move against the Haitian government, effectively forcing the resignation of Prime Minister Ariel Henry, or else further violence would come upon the innocent. The gangs, exhibiting no intention of surrender, have launched assaults on strategic locations, including the airport, to ensure no entry or escape for government officials and to cement their authority. Henry, now unable to return, finds himself in exile as threats of further violence loom over his nation. This power vacuum has led to an unprecedented crisis.
Armed gangs carried out 2 serious jailbreaks. Some 4,000 men have escaped.
More than 4,000 highly dangerous prisoners have been released in an insane prison break, liberating the vicious criminals into the already tumultuous streets of the capital. The result is a nation plunged into anarchy, with civilians caught in the crossfire. Desperate to escape the violence, residents are fleeing by any means available, painting a picture of a country on the brink of collapse. The lawlessness has transformed Haiti into a landscape of terror, where safety is a distant memory, and the rule of law has disintegrated. The international community watches in horror as Haiti, once striving for stability and democracy, now spirals into what can only be described as a failed state. This dire situation poses significant questions. What does the future hold for a nation now in the grips of gang rule? Keep watching as we delve way deeper into the intensifying chaos in Haiti. Barbecue's takeover.
The man at the center of it all, G9 gang leader Jimmy Cherizier, also known as Barbecue, one of Haiti's most notorious and ruthless gang leaders, one of the most powerful men in the country.
The ascendance of gangs in Haitian society, notably the G9 family and allies, under the leadership of the infamous Barbecue, exemplifies a disturbing trend of power consolidation through violence and strategic alliances. The G9 family, a coalition of 9 gangs originally, has morphed into a significant force, with Barbecue, a former police officer turned gang leader, at its helm. This transformation didn't occur overnight. It was the result of calculated moves and the exploitation of Haiti's chronic instability and poverty. Most significantly,
Haiti's President Jovenel Moïse has been at his home in Port-au-Prince.
The G9 family's rise to power started in 2021 after the assassination of Jovenel Moïse in 2021, leaving a governance void that Ariel Henry never seemed to fully fill out. Historically, gangs in Haiti have often been fragmented, with territorial disputes and rivalry defining their interactions. However, the G9 family and allies marked a departure from this pattern. By uniting former adversaries under a single banner, Barbecue achieved what many thought impossible: a semblance of organization and unified purpose within the chaotic underworld of Haitian gangs. This unity was not forged through diplomacy alone, but was cemented with a ruthless approach to dissent and a show of force that left little room for opposition. Keep watching to see how the U.S. handles these gangs with their most powerful military forces, and crucially, the local government's response. The rise of the G9 family can be attributed to several key factors. First, the economic deprivation and social inequality rampant in Haiti have created fertile ground for gang recruitment. With limited access to education, employment, and basic services, many young Haitians find the allure of gang life, despite its dangers, too compelling to resist. Barbecue and his lieutenants have capitalized on this desperation, offering protection, income, and a sense of belonging to those with few alternatives. Second, the use of as a tool for control and expansion cannot be understated. The G9 family and allies have engaged in brutal tactics, including and targeted to eliminate rivals and intimidate communities. This reign of terror has not only solidified their control over significant portions of Port-au-Prince, but also instilled fear among the populace, stifling potential resistance. Furthermore, the G9 family's approach to governance in the absence of a functional state has been paradoxically multifaceted. While primarily enforcing their rule through fear, they have also stepped into voids left by the government, providing some level of order and even rudimentary services in areas under their control. This duality has complicated public perception, with some locals viewing them as protectors while others see them as oppressors. Governmental and international response.
Haiti's prime minister has announced that he will resign amid mounting pressure and increasing violence in the country.
In the face of escalating violence and chaos in Haiti, the international community, particularly the United States, has taken decisive actions to protect its citizens and interests within the troubled nation.
U.S. military has deployed additional troops to the embassy as the security situation worsens by the day.
Amidst reports of Americans trapped in Haiti due to the gang-led upheaval, the U.S. deployed its elite Marine units, utilizing helicopters in a high-stakes operation to extract American nationals.
U.S. now sending in Marines, an anti-terror team.
4 Army helicopters flying an elite group of dozens of U.S. Marines into Port-au-Prince.
This dramatic response underscores the gravity of the situation on the ground and the priority placed on citizen safety. Furthermore, in a show of force aimed at safeguarding diplomatic assets, the United States has dispatched additional troops to secure its embassy in Haiti. This move highlights the precarious security situation and the U.S. government's commitment to maintaining its diplomatic presence under adverse conditions. On the domestic front, Prime Minister Ariel Henry's position has become increasingly untenable. His response to the crisis has been a point of contention, with some viewing his actions as inadequate in the face of the country's descent into lawlessness. The perception of Henry's leadership during this period is mixed, with critics labeling him as potentially out of depth, while supporters argue that the unprecedented level of gang violence presents challenges no leader could easily navigate. Stick around to learn about the former prime minister and his tragic demise and the dangerous on-ground situation for civilians.
Haitian Prime Minister and acting President Ariel Henry and his security team coming under heavy on Saturday in an attempt at an event commemorating the country's Independence Day.
Compounding the turmoil, there has been a reported attempt on Ariel Henry, a shocking development that was purportedly captured on video. This brazen act of violence against the head of government illustrates the dangerous level of boldness attained by the gangs and the severe threat they pose to the nation's stability and governance. These developments paint a picture of a nation in crisis, with the international community scrambling to protect its citizens and interests, and the Haitian government grappling with a rapidly deteriorating security environment. The attempted assassination of the Prime Minister and the active intervention by foreign powers like the United States signal a critical juncture for Haiti as it struggles to reclaim sovereignty over its territory and restore order amidst the chaos. The on-ground situation.
Haiti spiraling toward anarchy. A 72-hour state of emergency declared after armed gangs stormed 2 of the nation's largest prisons.
The situation on the ground in Haiti has reached a dire level, with civilians bearing the brunt of the chaos unleashed by the power struggle and lawlessness gripping the nation. Lives have been irrevocably torn apart, as families are forced to abandon their homes and livelihoods, fleeing in search of safety from the pervasive violence that has enveloped their communities. The toll on human life has been catastrophic, with numerous reports of stemming from the gang-led violence, though precise numbers are hard to ascertain due to the chaotic nature of the situation. What is clear, however, is that the risk of death or serious injury looms large for those caught in the crossfire or targeted in the gang's relentless pursuit of control.
The government has declared a state of emergency after an explosion of violence, including 2 major prison breaks. Armed gunmen attacked the country's biggest prison over the weekend, allowing some of Haiti's most notorious gang leaders to escape.
Haiti's streets, especially since the mass prison break that saw over 4,000 dangerous inmates rejoin the fray, have transformed into war zones. Armed gang members, now bolstered by the influx of escapees, patrol territories with impunity, engaging in firefights and acts of terror against the populace. This surge in gang presence and activity has made certain areas of the country, particularly the capital, exceedingly perilous for residents and travelers alike. The destruction extends beyond the loss of life. homes, businesses, and infrastructure have been devastated in the skirmishes and territorial disputes between rival factions. The visual and emotional impact of seeing one's home or neighborhood reduced to rubble, with the possibility of return and reconstruction seeming distant, contributes to a profound sense of despair and displacement among the affected populations. Amidst this turmoil, the situation for civilians is not just dangerous, it's a daily battle for survival. The absence of law and order, combined with the fear of being caught in the violence or victimized by the gangs, has plunged the country into a state of crisis. The streets, alight with the fires of conflict and the chaos of the prison break, are a testament to the severe and worsening conditions faced by the Haitian people in this tragic chapter of their history. Jovenel Moïse.
The country's president, Jovenel Moïse, was assassinated overnight while in his residence.
In July 2021, Haiti was rocked by the assassination of its then prime minister, Jovenel Moïse, an event that plunged the nation into an even deeper state of turmoil and uncertainty. Moïse was killed in an attack on his private residence by a group of armed individuals, later identified to include foreign mercenaries. The motives behind his assassination are complex and multifaceted, intertwining political discord, corruption allegations, and power vacuums within Haiti's leadership structure. The assassination highlighted the extreme vulnerabilities within Haitian politics and governance, with suspicions pointing towards a mix of internal and external actors seeking to reshape the power dynamics in Haiti. The chaos following Moïse's death created a leadership vacuum, exacerbating the already rampant instability and setting the stage for further violence and gang proliferation. Ariel Henry, stepping into the role of prime minister in this volatile context, faced the monumental task of navigating a nation in crisis. Moïse's assassination not only underscored the dire security challenges, but also the deep political divisions and the erosion of public trust in government institutions. Henry's leadership decisions, including his strategies to combat gang violence and his approaches to dialogue and governance, have been influenced by the precarious situation he inherited. The lingering shadow of Moïse's assassination has been a constant reminder of the risks and challenges inherent in seeking to lead and stabilize Haiti. Keep watching to learning about Haiti's scruffy past that could possibly shed light on the new gang chaos. One symbolic representation of Haiti's political and social turmoil is the National Palace. Notably, this important government building has not been used since it was destroyed in the 2010 earthquake, a physical manifestation of the country's struggles with natural disasters, political instability, and economic hardship. The absence of a functioning national palace is emblematic of the broader challenges Haiti faces, the need for reconstruction, not just of buildings, but of the social contract and the trust between the government and its people. The assassination of Jovenel Moïse and the subsequent leadership challenges faced by Ariel Henry highlight the deep-rooted issues within Haiti's political landscape. These events have played a significant role in shaping the current crisis, influencing both domestic and international perceptions of Haiti's governance. As the country strives to navigate through these turbulent times, the legacy of past leaders and the actions of current ones will be critical in determining Haiti's path forward. Historical context. Haiti's history is a complex tapestry of triumph and tragedy, marked by political instability, economic challenges, and natural disasters, each layer contributing to the current crisis. Understanding this history is essential to grasp the depth of the nation's struggles and the resilience of its people. The nation's roots and revolution set it apart. Haiti became the first black republic in the world in 1804, following a successful slave revolt against French colonial rule. This victory, however, came at a steep cost. France imposed a crippling indemnity on Haiti to recognize its independence, plunging the nascent nation into economic hardship from which it has never fully recovered. The debt, coupled with international isolation in the 19th and early 20th centuries, laid the groundwork for enduring economic struggles. Throughout the 20th century, Haiti's political landscape was characterized by turmoil and dictatorship. The Duvalier family's rule from 1957 to 1986, marked by oppressive regimes under François Papa Doc and his son Jean-Claude Baby Doc Duvalier, entrenched a system of corruption and human rights abuses, further stunting the nation's development. The end of the Duvalier era did not herald a period of stability. Instead, Haiti entered a cycle of coup, short-lived governments, and foreign interventions. These political upheavals have undermined the nation's governance structures, eroding public trust in institutions and hampering effective governance. Economically, Haiti remains one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere. Its economy, heavily reliant on agriculture, suffers from vulnerability to natural disasters, deforestation, and soil erosion, compounding food insecurity and poverty. The lack of investment in infrastructure and services has stifled economic development and left the population vulnerable. Natural disasters have repeatedly battered Haiti, exacerbating its challenges. The 2010 earthquake was a devastating blow, killing over 200,000 people, displacing millions, and causing immense economic damage. The country has also been hit by numerous hurricanes and tropical storms, each one a setback to recovery efforts and further straining limited resources. This backdrop of political instability, economic hardship, and vulnerability to natural disasters has created a fertile ground for the rise of gangs and the current crisis. The gang's ascendancy can be seen as both a symptom and a cause of Haiti's deeper troubles, reflecting the failures of governance, the desperation of poverty, and the absence of law and order. The historical context is crucial in understanding not just the immediacy of the crisis, but also the long road ahead for Haiti's recovery and rebuilding efforts. Haiti's future. The future of Haiti, under the shadow of gang dominance, presents a stark and alarming reality. With gangs like the G9 family under the leadership of Barbecue effectively ruling large swaths of the country, the prospects for stability and peace appear grim. This grim forecast is not merely speculative, it's a continuation of the current trajectory, where violence and lawlessness have become the norm rather than the exception. As these gangs consolidate power through brute force and intimidation, the state's capacity to govern and provide basic services to its people continues to erode. This power shift towards non-state actors has profound implications for the structure and future governance of Haiti. The notion of a centralized authority capable of enforcing laws and ensuring security is increasingly becoming a distant memory, replaced by a patchwork of gang-controlled territories where the rule of law is dictated by the barrel of a gun. For the civilians caught in this maelstrom, life has indeed become a hell on earth. Daily existence is marred by fear and uncertainty, with the constant threat of violence hanging over their heads. Families are routinely torn apart, either through violence or through the agonizing decision to flee their homes in search of safety, often finding themselves in precarious situations as internally displaced persons or refugees, at the mercy of an overburdened and under-resourced international humanitarian system. The fabric of Haitian society, once vibrant and resilient, is being systematically dismantled. Communities that once relied on each other for support and sustenance now find themselves isolated by the pervasive fear that gangs instill. Economic activities have ground to a halt in many areas, with businesses either looted or shuttered due to extortion and violence. The result is a spiraling descent into poverty and desperation for a population already beleaguered by decades of economic instability and natural disasters. The educational system, a lifeline for the future generation, is in disarray. Schools, where they still operate, often do so under the threat of violence, with students and teachers alike at constant risk. The long-term impact of this disruption to education will reverberate for generations, undermining efforts to break the cycle of poverty and violence. Public health infrastructure, already fragile, has been pushed to the brink of collapse. The movement of gangs and the resultant violence hinder not only the delivery of essential health services, but also the efforts to combat outbreaks of diseases, further exacerbating the public health crisis. In this context, the future of Haiti appears to be one of continued fragmentation, where the prospects for rebuilding a cohesive and functional state are daunting. The gang-led model of governance, marked by violence and extortion, offers no sustainable path forward. Instead, it portends a future where the very essence of what it means to be a nation, united by a common identity, purpose, and governance under the rule of law, is at risk of being lost to the anarchic rule of armed factions. The conclusion. In conclusion, Haiti stands at a pivotal moment in its history, grappling with profound challenges that have been compounded by recent events. The takeover of the capital by gangs, led by figures such as Barbecue and the G9 family, has thrust the nation into a state of unprecedented crisis. This surge in violence and lawlessness, alongside the audacious assassination of former Prime Minister Jovenel Moïse in 2021, underscores the deep-rooted issues of political instability, economic hardship, and social turmoil facing Haiti. The situation on the ground is dire, with civilians bearing the brunt of the chaos. Lives have been shattered, with thousands forced to flee their homes in search of safety, while the specter of violence looms large due to the presence of armed gang members and the fallout from the prison break of over 4,000 dangerous inmates. The international response, including the United States deployment of Marines to protect its citizens and interests, highlights the global concern for Haiti's plight. Yet, the path forward requires more than just immediate intervention. It demands a concerted effort to rebuild Haiti's political stability, stimulate economic revitalization, restore security and the rule of law, and foster social cohesion. The assassination of Moise and the contentious leadership of Ariel Henry have further complicated Haiti's political landscape, making the quest for stability and governance reform more urgent than ever. Amidst this turmoil, the symbol of the National Palace stands as a reminder of both the destruction that has befallen Haiti and the potential for rebirth and renewal. As we look to the future, the road to recovery for Haiti is fraught with challenges, but it is also filled with opportunities. The resilience and spirit of the Haitian people, coupled with meaningful support from the international community, can pave the way for a brighter, more stable future. A future where Haiti can overcome its current crisis, rebuild from the ashes of despair, and embark on a path of sustainable development and prosperity. Thanks you for watching. Subscribe to stay tuned for the newest crime-related news.